Yeah, because I don't have a fucking theme song, so it's really awkward every time I hit play. See, we're live now. We didn't even realize it.
You don't even have an intro?
Not even in an intro.
Like you're not friends with anybody. What's up?
I'm not friends with anybody.
I got an intro. I played it for.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm too indecisive. I have so many ideas in my head of what I want to do for a theme song, but I'm like, no, I don't want that to be my theme song. I want this to be my theme song, and then that, and I know, I'm just so indecisive. That's more.
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
but I just everybody has like this entrance song when they, like when they're coming into a ring or a room, they always play the same. Like Tyson used to be, "I'm gonna knock you out," whatever. Yeah. So I just came up with a rap, and that was it. And then. I write music anyhow. I don't write rap, but I use a couple of AI things to put a little bit more of take what I did beat wise and throw it up there. It's pretty damn good.
There you go.
It'll be
okay. So, all right. So tonight for the topic, I have my two friends here, Monica and Bryan. I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with both.
That's so cute. I'm your friend.
Yeah, we not just friends, but heavy hitters in the Bigfoot Dogman world. We got two heavyweights here. So
we win a
paperweight, dude. What?
Did we win a biggie? Yeah. Monica and I won biggies.
Yeah.
So we've got two Dogman experiencers here. The ironic thing is we're not going to be talking about no fucking Dogman tonight. No. It's because we're going to be talking about some music. Actually, no, we could talk about Dogman later. We might do some cryptid talk later. You guys are down. I don't know if you feel like it.
You know what tonight is? Tonight's winter solstice.
Okay.
Let's talk about some Yule lore. Let's talk about the Yulakoturin.
Oh,
Yule cat.
Oh. I've never heard that word in my life.
No cap means no shit, no bullshit.
Oh.
No cap. Yeah, you got to get down with it. Hang out. Well, maybe you shouldn't hang out at the high school, but
hang out at the high school time.
That'd be skibbity. You don't want to be down.
Caps.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have to indulge me a bit before we get deep into our topic. I actually tried to prepare a video, not a theme song, but because the topic is music, I actually prepared an opening prayer to start off the show. Okay. But the thing is, after I finished the video, the audio was all fucked up, but I still have the script, the prayer that I wrote out, and I still have all the, I guess slides wouldn't be the right word, but the pictures. So if you'll indulge me, and if you would like to just put your hands together and close your eyes and just follow with me. And it is the winter solstice, so I would like to start this podcast off with a word of prayer for everyone. Are you guys ready?
No.
Okay, all right. I'm just gonna do this, and then we'll go right into the topic. Are you guys ready? Okay, let's go. Hold on, I gotta set it up. It was supposed to be a video, but the audio was all sorts of
the direction this is going.
Okay,
I just.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Okay. Dear Lord, we live in an age when the has infiltrated our pop and infested the minds of America's youth. We're now living in a world where the pop culture has taken over and tries to poison the souls of those close and near and dear to us with all this satanic crap and this bullshit. For too long, Western rock music has infested the minds of America's young people with the message of depravity and sin. They glorify infernal demonic beings, and why? Why do they do this? Why do they give props to Satan and dark things? I don't know, God. I think it's a white people thing, personally. For too long, the world has been infested with sights of American hip-hop and their shaking booties, those bouncy, voluptuous booties all over the place. It's gross, God, and it's obscene. Always gyrating in front of us, those bouncy booties. They're all over the place, God, poisoning the minds and hearts and souls of our youth. But you, Lord, in your grace, have sent us a gift for the starving American youth who are drowning in the sins and the inequities of the Western music world. You have sent us the gift known as BTS. Now, as millions of American youth turn their backs on that Western music filth, they learn to embrace a music that glorifies virtue and hard work over that satanic-ass garbage and all those bouncy booties. Look at that, it's gross. So for that, God, I thank you. Thank you for RM, the leader of BTS, who has recently won People's Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive Award, which I don't completely agree with because he did beat out Henry Cavill and that motherfucker's straight up Superman, but I'll take it. Thank you for Jungkook, who may or may not be the reincarnation of Princess Diana. But if that's the case, then in my opinion, the soul of Princess Diana has definitely gotten an upgrade. Thank you for Suga, the smartest man in K-pop. The man is a genius. He is a revolutionary icon. And in my opinion, he is K-pop Jesus. Thank you for Jimin. Oh, sorry. Thank you for Jin. He is the one with the excellent vocals, the sultry voice, who, if you watch the live streams, he's the one that complains the most. Like, whenever they order food, he's always like, oh, I got the wrong shit. And he's always bitching about stuff, but we love him anyway. Thank you for Jimin, who has taught white women all throughout the world that Asian dudes are indeed sexy as fuck. And from this single Asian guy, I express my gratitude for spreading that Asian fetish amongst white women throughout the world. Thank you for V, who we all know dated Jennie from Blackpink. And only a demigod can date Jennie from Blackpink, and that demigod is indeed V. And finally, thank you for J-Hope, the greatest dancer in the group, who has taught us that a lot of these American Western artists are a bunch of fat, lazy fucks who all they do is sing and play their fucking instruments, and they just sit there. Meanwhile, this motherfucker's doing like head spins and shit and singing at the same time. Thank you, Lord, for bringing us J-Hope and the men of BTS. So before we embark on this discussion of Western music, I just wanted to share my gratitude with you, God, and with you, my audience, that you have brought to this world BTS and have brought purity and removed that satanic stain from the hearts and minds of your young people. Thank you, BTS. Thank you. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay.
Sorry.
So now that I'm getting a little choked up, guys. Getting a little choked up right now.
The androgynous bunch. That's what they look like to me.
So
they do their makeup better than a lot of Western women, I will say that.
thank you guys for indulging me and for paying your respects to BTS. Now we can have a true discussion on music.
You said nothing about Psy, though.
I don't count Psy as BTS or as K-pop, because what Psy is, he's more like a Weird Al Yankovic. He, like, what people don't realize is that Gangnam Style was actually like a parody of K-pop.
Well,
Yeah.
he's laughing to the bank right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh no, they've done collaborations with Psy. It was pretty epic, actually. Okay. So let me introduce the topic. So a little while back, Bryan,
Yes.
you put up some controversial posts on your Facebook
Oh, yes,
where
sir.
you were listing off a bunch of bands that you thought were overrated.
Yeah.
And some of these posts that you put up shocked some people in the community.
Oh,
People
it pissed
were
a lot of people
flabbergasted. And Bryan, I know you have a bit of a musical background yourself.
Mhm.
Let's start with first, explain a bit about your musical background, and then we'll get right into it. We'll
Okay.
get into why you think Freddie Mercury sucks, and then Monica, you will give your reaction and your retort.
Okay.
We're
All
gonna
right, go for it, Bryan. The floor is yours.
Grew up self-taught on guitar, bass, keyboards. I write and sing music, singer-songwriter. I've been in a bunch of different bands, from new wave to heavy metal to blues or country or southern rock. And then I did a couple of things, a little bit more comical with a single friends. Like one of my buddies, thin as a rail, long blonde hair. He dressed up in a white tunic, and I dressed up in khakis and a blue shirt with a captain's hat. And we did an open mic act as Jesus and the Skipper.
Nice.
And I go, "Hey, little buddy, what do you want to play now?" And then we played Detroit Rock City Acoustic or something like that. So, okay. I mean, I do have a lot of music background. I know people in the industry. I've actually been I must have written in the last 6 months 20 plus songs, and I'm recording them myself, taking advantage of some AI. I don't do lead. And there's some really good programs where you can put in the music into a DAW, and then you add a drums, and you can select the drummer that you like, and it'll actually put drums in based on a certain style. So there's certain things that are helpful. And I've been toying around with, like, I'm really not a big fan with AI or auto-tune that everybody seems to love to use these days. You can hear it. It's that, listen to Cher. Overrated. And
Cher's overrated?
Oh yeah. See,
I'm going to be gasping a lot tonight, by the way.
That's definitely coming for you there.
Yeah, I know there's a bunch of people, hairdressers and stuff that are coming for me at that point. But it's not that there are people in bands that are really, really talented, but they're surrounded by untalented people, and things are more gimmicky and marketing than actual good music. But
Give me an example. Give me an example, Brian. Give me a good one. Who just feeds off the talent of those around him.
Well, I don't think every member of Queen is a great musician. I do believe that Brian May is a hell of a guitar player. I forgot his name. That's the I think he was the bass or the drummer. He's written a couple of great songs. But Mercury is kind of went to the forefront because at that time frame, it was all this dramatic stuff. It was like Pinball Wizard and, Tommy, Can You Hear Me? And then you get this operatic type of crap, and it's just annoying. I mean,
Bohemian Rhapsody?
I fucking can't stand that thing.
I love that song. What are you talking about? That's our go-to.
What is it that you don't like about it?
What are you doing?
It's overplayed, and this is the problem. The problem is, hey, I'm not here to tell you what you like. You like what you like, and F you if you don't like it. That's how I go, I mean, I'm just saying, for me, just because they constantly are playing it over and over and over again doesn't make it great. It's just they're brainwashing you. Eventually when you get kidnapped by terrorists, you start becoming a sympathizer. Okay. Like, yeah, hey, let's go around.
Stockholm syndrome. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, they're
okay.
it's just my I've seen Queen. I've seen him with Mercury. Okay. I mean, and you also have to take in consideration, like, for a certain time period, yes, it filled a little bit of a void, but the only reason why it's being played so much now is all this XM and streaming. They're just taking the old top 100s and recycling it. Randy
says Brian needs to watch the Muppets version of Bohemian Rhapsody.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
There was one entry you put in your Facebook post, though, that really hurt my feelings personally.
Which one?
Was when you said Metallica was overrated.
Metallica sucks.
Oh, are you hearing this?
Their first 3 albums, fantastic, because on metal side. But overall, Lars is a tool.
Oh,
They're annoying.
He took Napster away from us. Yeah, I can never forgive him for that.
Well, that's another part of it. I mean, he's just whatever. It's Enter Sandman came in and other people outside of that initial zone started picking up on it. The radio play. It's just the same thing. It's like REM, right? Oh, we're a great band. No, if it wasn't for college kids getting drunk and eating fucking chicken wings, they would be no place. You got to understand the thing. You're not going to be tuning into REM and that many years from now. Metallica overstayed their welcome. They're not a great band.
Canada Dummy says Freddie Mercury and Queen are products of the Tavistock Institute. Who are the Tavistock Institute? Never heard of them.
I have no idea. I try to stay away from institutions I have no idea about.
Randy says James Hetfield stated when someone said they sold out, he said, "Yep, I sold out over there and that arena over there."
Don't get me. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Bands. Okay, how the music business works is you get the record deal, right? You don't get money on that. You get pennies. If you really want to make money, back in the day, you have to tour. The more you sell out, right? So if you have Metallica who's hungry and it's an early band and it's something, it's more thrashy than heavy metal, they will play anything and everywhere. You become a whore. And you'll go, yeah, we'll do that Russian festival with 1 million people. Now 1 million people are seeing you. It's videotaped. It's now you're also getting into an era where you have like these live concerts broadcast. We Are the World, the Africa event, whatever the other festivals they have. And then people are so impressed at the certain age, like, oh, I want to be there. I want to say I was there. It's not really great music.
So you don't like their music at all? You don't like their early music?
like I said, the first couple albums were great, but once they did turn the page, that was it. You're done. You jumped the shark. I think that Hetfield's voice is fucking terrible. Yeah, it's just annoying. There's nothing to it.
What about Freddie Mercury's voice?
I'm thankful he's not here anymore.
You really don't think his range is good? You really don't like his range?
It's not you take a rock and roll band, you put this guy in, and he literally turned that band upside down. It wasn't a real rock band after that. He was a little bit more adventurous, and he was also trying to look at me, because he never had that in his life. This is where he and I get that, because there's a lot of people you'll meet that get on stage and they're out of control and they're like, holy this, and then when they get off stage, they're really meek because they never had that kind of attention. And for certain points in time, like I said, for the 70s, when Queen and Freddie Mercury was doing what they were doing, he was prancing. There's not much there for me. I don't like it. I never liked it. It was
it was a little prancy. Yeah.
It's not a great band. People like them, but I don't think every one of their songs is great. There's so many other
I don't think any band has a song. Every song from any band is great.
Right.
There are certain people that have catalogs that are like holy shit. Right. And then there are people, his name is Paul McCartney. Just look him up.
Not every single song by Paul McCartney is amazing.
Not only what he's written for the Beatles, Paul McCartney wings Paul McCartney, but he has written so many tunes for other bands that you would never even realize that was a Paul McCartney song.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying he's not talented, but I'm talking about Paul McCartney's produced song, what he did. Paul McCartney's entire anthology, let's say, everything that Paul McCartney has sung is not absolutely amazing.
No, I mean, I will concede not every, there's not one person where you can look back and go, wow, that was great. That was great. That was great.
Yeah.
And if you can, they had a short lifespan, and that would be like a Jimi Hendrix, where
Right.
He, he's writing some great stuff, and he did way too many drugs, and you didn't get the what could have been. Queen is they're personally, I think the Rolling Stones are a billion times better than Queen. And in that band, they have more talent individually. I don't think Mick Jagger is anything special. I think he's overrated as a singer. That's another thing.
I agree with that.
You may have bands that are really fantastic, like that's a great musician, that like the Eagles, great musicians all around. Every one of them is amazing. But when you take that and you transfer it into like Don Henley writing some stuff, he was really, really good at what he did. Glenn Fry was amazing. Joe Walsh is off the chart amazing. There's a lot of people that individually. So when you have a group that can break up and then they can start doing stuff, that's a great band. That is not an overrated group or whatever. Do I like every Eagles song? No, I don't. But that's something that I think will be around a lot more. I mean, someone's writing Elvis.
But I would say, all of this is all personal opinion at the end of the day.
100%.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, for example, right? So Aerosmith, great when they were on drugs and they were really doing live shows. It's a totally different band from when they were junkies and alcoholics. Dream On, the whole thing right there, until Love in the Elevator. It's just like, he really looks like Steven Tyler is, whatever. I think I'm happy for them because I know the business that they probably didn't make as much up to a point, and I do appreciate them with the help of Run DMC of mixing that rap rock genre.
They were the first to do it,
right. Walk This Way, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So there are certain people that are definitely influencers that move, whatever. But sometimes people like put them to sleep, bring them to the old age home.
So you guys are a bit older than I am. So you guys, because I was like a little kid in the 80s, so you guys were like young adults, teenagers in the 80s, right? That was like the real time to really get into like the pop culture of the day, right?
Right.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of the 80s bands. I was just looking back at what came out, and I would go so far to say that 90% of the heavy metal bands that came out were garbage.
Oh yeah,
garbage.
You said another one?
I listen to it for nostalgic reasons. It's not because they're like super awesome. They're not still producing music that I want to hear today.
Right.
I will still listen to like Def Leppard. I'll still listen to like I like them.
No. I totally hear you. And that's another band that's been getting a lot of airplay lately. Because they're bringing in certain, like the 80s music is making a comeback. We always go through this. You do it with clothing. Ladies do this a lot more than men. They do it with clothing and style. It was 60s, it was 70s, there's bell bottoms, there's high waters, there's capris. That it just keeps going because then they can recycle it because people have a short-term memory. Right?
Right.
So,
well, the generations fade and the new ones pop up, and they everything old is new again, right?
Yeah, but you're also talking about two different things that's going on, right? So up until a certain point, we had bands that actually played their own music.
Yeah.
They were musicians, they played. And yes, some of them use studio musicians or the producer to do it. Now, a lot of these bands don't play. It's all a producer, programming in a drum kit, and they're using pre-programmed crap or computer AI to do it. So it's nothing there to it. But like Def Leppard, I think you talk about K-pop, it's Def Pop. That's what Def Leppard is. Motley Crue sucks. They're Vince. The best thing that ever happened to Vince Neil is all those new videos of him singing things that sounds like Banana Pie and whatever. If you've ever seen them, it's freaking terrible.
Or he's compared to Bumble. Those are my favorites.
I threw that up on Facebook, like, you know, the bubble thing. But, you know, don't get me wrong. They had an attitude. They had that rock and roll attitude.
Well, in their time, they were good in their time, right?
Right, because
I don't think that they,
genre.
yes, in their time, right? And if you, a lot diehards are going to hold on to that, they're going to hold on to it, right? And that's fine if you're keeping them in the 80s perspective, but in the newer perspective, like if they were cranking out new tunes today, I probably wouldn't listen to it.
Right.
I mean, but I understand it because certain genres have certain fans. Like Donnie likes K-pop. You know, apparently BTS is the shit.
A whole lot. Yeah.
Right. But you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, I remember hearing these bands when they first started. So there was this rock and roll, then it went to this disco poppy thing and a little bit of like rock and roll. And then when the 80s came out, it was really weird because you had that stuff coming out of the UK. So you had The Alarm, you had U2, you had the Smiths, it was really, really weird. And you know, The Cure and a couple other bands. One band that is so underrated, but it's freaking awesome. They write a tremendous amount of great songs, in my opinion, is The Cult. And I know so many people that can't stand them. It's a trio, they can't stand them. But
I haven't even thought of them in ages.
Right. Another group, and it goes by two things. So it's the English Beat. You know, if you've ever seen Ferris Bueller, Day Off, you've heard a lot of Dave Weiland's, you know, music. But and that was General Public. They're basically, they broke up and there was a little bit of arguments, but there's some really, really great music in there. But they're never, you know, you're not, I just said it. No one knows who the hell I'm talking about. The Cult do rock. And then, you know, I like the Smiths. I just think Morrissey's so fucking overrated. It's beyond belief. You know, it's like, you know,
I never liked Morrissey.
Oh, it's the ego thing. Like I loved U2 when I first heard them before they even came out. I was, you know, living in New York City, you go down to the Village, you pick up some stuff that you know, like private recordings, all this bootleg stuff, and you're like, who the hell is this? Because you go into the clubs, I'm playing in some places in the Village, whatever, and you're like, wow, this band, and you can hear that like this is going to be a big band. And they were going strong. And one of their worst albums was October. I think it was October. It's a great album. If you listen to the lyrics, it's an amazing album. But it didn't fare well with the fans. But they were really good until Bono became a World Economic Forum member, the scumbag that he was fighting about. And and then they went into that whole Las Vegas, The Fly, and he got the round.
I'm just like, take off those sunglasses, douche.
I'm sorry, but you know,
guy wears sunglasses indoors all the time. You know, I think they crashed and burned. Don't get me wrong; they're making money, and there are people that eventually caught on. But there were people that were listening to it like they knew they could have been a great band. Unforgettable Fire was an amazing album. Joshua Tree, amazing album. They were going for like they were on the road to real greatness. And at one point during those albums, they literally could have taken over the world. Basically, they were everywhere. But they all, you know, it's, you know, I can see them, you know, people listening to stuff from U2 decades from now. The only thing they're going to be listening to from Queen, in my opinion, is Bohemian Rhapsody and Fat Bottom Girl.
Unfortunate, though, if
you know,
people who would just do that. I mean, if you really are liking a song by a band, you are doing yourself a disservice if you don't go in and really explore all of the music from that band.
Right.
Because I think that Freddie Mercury's voice, I like Freddie Mercury's voice. I mean, he's got incredible range. I think his voice is amazing. He doesn't need to be dubbed like 90% of the people singing today.
That's totally, that's part of the point. Up to a certain point, and it's probably the tail end of the 80s, people were singing their own songs.
Yeah.
No dubbing, no, you know, I used to have something hooked up to this because when I when I record something, I could do it in my Rodecaster, and I would hook up a little bit of
Hey guys, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab a few
K-pop
libations.
bars. He's gonna
He
grab some
not
K-pop
drunk enough. Let me translate that.
Yeah, libations. Is he massing going tonight? No, he's not. Little reference to it's too much of my age. I understand what you're saying, and I have listened to the Queen stuff. Okay,
Of course you have.
I'm just it doesn't really, resonate with me. Do you remember? I don't know where you're out of or from. There used to be, I think her name was Meg Griffin. She's still on now on XM or one of those channels. And they used to do desert island discs. So, or an album, right? What like 5 albums must you have if you got stuck on a desert island?
Okay.
Well, no, this is important, and it's truly like, do you want to listen to? It could be yours, Queen could be it. That could be the whole thing. I love this song. I love the way they write it because I listen to it differently. I don't listen just for the music. I listen to the lyrics and.
Oh. Yeah.
It's not like that song. Remember that song Butterfly? Those, I forgot. It was like a rap. It was a lot of bass. It was so cheesy.
I 100% listen to the lyrics of every song that I listen to.
Yeah, and I don't think the lyrics are there anymore in most
you
hear.
No. Not recently. No, I will. Yeah. There's not meaningful songwriting happening.
Right.
That I'm hearing now.
Yeah, I threw up some stuff because I'm writing, and like I said, I'm recording certain things. I write the music, I write the lyrics, I sing it, and then I use that as a basis for some AI, trickery. Excuse me, so it can be produced better. And some of it came out like, holy crap, that does sound a little bit better with this vocal genre-ish thing. But everybody, since I was doing it in the 80s, they all go, your lyrics are off the chart. They're great. I used to write a lot of love songs or, feel good songs.
Oh.
Well, no, it's just feel good songs. It's not really poppy. It was just, they were really, really great lyrics. And my friend was like in the band, he's like, dude, we're trying to get a record deal and you come up with those songs. And I'm like, yeah. And when we play your songs, everybody goes to the bathroom or goes to smoke a joint. And when I'm playing my songs, everybody's fucking singing to us. And when you have somebody singing your songs back, I wrote a song, when I look into your eyes, whatever, people are singing it back to me. I don't need any drugs after that moment. Dude, I float. Sure. I will literally be 10 feet off the ground going, I'm going home. I don't need the train tonight. It's like no other feeling in the world. Because you're resonating with someone, right? So this is my opinion about the overrating. Monica, you like Queen, you like Freddie Mercury. God bless you. Enjoy it. I'm just saying though, when I posted some of this stuff,
people got mad. People were mad,
especially when I told you that Guns N' Roses sucks.
I agree with that.
But a lot of people agree with that, actually. I mean, I really loved them. I really loved them growing up. But
pardon the expression. Axl Rose sings like someone slapping him. God. Literally.
I've got a fun little story.
That whole
So when I was like
shut up.
When I was in I think middle school, I had a piano teacher who was a guy who, not like a classical pianist, but he was more like, he played in bands and he was a keyboardist and he played like jazz piano and stuff. And he was a good teacher. And one of the things he would do for his students is like he would ask us to bring in like whatever CD or album or tape that we wanted him to like transpose into like sheet music, right? And then he'll just break it down for us. And that was a real cool thing he did. So like I brought in Guns N' Roses because like Guns N' Roses, they had like and those Use Your Illusion 1 and 2s, they had a lot more piano in their songs.
Yeah.
So I wanted him to listen to them and write it down because I wanted to learn to play those bits. And when he listened to them, because he wasn't familiar with them, he was like, "Wow, this guy sucks at keyboards." Like he like knew like it was just like he's just playing basic ass chords. How are these guys this popular? He said the guitarist was really good, but it was like he was when he was listening to Guns N' Roses, he was like, these songs are so basic.
Slash is a pretty damn good guitar player.
Yeah.
He just gets in his pocket and he does his thing. It's interesting. Somebody asked, big question, does he like Nickelback? And I just watched this whole video on Nickelback, and they're okay. I mean, they're right. You know, you got to give a band credit for being around that long. And whether you like them or not, they wrote some songs that you listen to and you're like, you know, like, oh my God, yeah, I know that song. I don't think they're great, but it's I can't hear like Def Leppard. Hey, you know, pour some sugar on me. I want to fucking blow.
Well, okay, that was overplayed. I have a boyfriend who probably can't hear that song anymore because of me in high school. That song was way overplayed.
It was.
And it's also the producer on it. Mutt Lange is that kind of. This gets really deep. It's not just the band. You know, it's the production work. Who's doing the producing? And they can drive you nuts with certain things. Yeah, well, see, someone said Velvet Revolver, and I understand that because sometimes these like 80s band, when you take this guy from here and this guy from there and you put them together, they have something, but we're not seeing any bands that have like 25 albums. You're not seeing a Rolling Stones. You know, you're not seeing The Who, Led Zeppelin, or anything. Like, people are more one-hit wonders or no more than 4. And that's it. And then you're like, where'd they go? They're in the where are they now category. Yeah. You know, I mean, I like
not BTS though. Not BTS.
Not BTS.
Not BTS. They're not. They're.
You know what I say about that? BTS. No.
How'd you do that? That wasn't me, guys.
I have a censor button. Yeah. I have a fart button. You can put in the Roadcaster, so I put some stuff in there. But like, for example, when I heard Pearl Jam the first time, do you remember hearing?
Yeah. When grunge was getting big.
Well, not all grunge, but when I heard the chords, I listened to the music. I'm like, I said it right off the get. This band's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And they had the potential to be huge, and they are huge in a certain way. And Vedder is fucking weird, but you know, they were going in a direction like keep going, and then they veered off on stuff, and you're like, okay, whatever. They're, you know,
a lot of those bands.
Talking about hearing that. Okay, so I remember the very first time, and you probably don't like them, but the very first time they played Nirvana on MTV, and I'm like, we're going back to the day. Like,
I remember that.
I remember the very first, because they were hyping it up for a very long time before they premiered Nirvana on MTV. And it was unlike anything they had been playing up to that point, right? Yeah. Even 120 minutes didn't have anything like it. You know, what was the...
Did they have Headbangers Ball at that time?
Huh?
It was around there. Yeah, because after the 80s metal, the grunge started taking it.
Yeah, the Nirvana was kicking it off, though.
Yeah, I mean,
they played, I think it was Smell Like Teen Spirit was that.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the first one, yeah.
And I remember the premiere, I remember watching it, and I remember thinking, holy shit, that doesn't sound like anything. And I remember thinking this is going to change the direction of everything because it is so unlike anything that I had heard up to that point.
Did you like it, though?
I did.
Yeah.
But this is the point. Like I'm saying that you have to be in a certain genre, and you get there at the genre because you know what was, and now like we needed that change. We need a sorbet to move us into the main meal, and they filled it. But the best thing about Nirvana is Kurt Cobain's wife killing him because we wouldn't know the greatness of Dave Grohl. Now I think Dave Grohl is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. And you never would have had that. You never would have known anything about Dave Grohl because it would have been Nirvana, and then they would have teared off And Kurt would eventually have died from probably an overdose or something.
But hey, we're all just making sure, Monica, we're all on the same page about Kurt Cobain's wife doing the deed, right? Because I am of the opinion.
100%.
Okay.
I don't think he killed himself.
Okay, we're all on the same page. Just making sure.
I never thought he killed himself.
Right.
No, he didn't. Yeah. I mean, and again, let's go to the grunge era, right? So you got, oh my God. There's a lot of individuals within the grunge era. There was so many different bands made from other bands because everybody, like, there was like Mudhoney, there was all these little bands that had the same members in it. And there's some stuff from Alice in Chains that's off the chart great, in my personal opinion. And then you get, what's his name? Chris Cornell, who super freaking talented guy, really good guy, was murdered. He didn't kill himself, folks. That fucker, the guy was murdered.
You think
he
so?
was murdered.
He was
murdered. Chester Benning was murdered for the same reason, and Anthony Bourdain.
Expound on that for us, please, for people who are not familiar with these.
They were trying to put an end to child trafficking.
Oh.
And there were people involved in it. Think Clinton.
Oh shit, we're going there, Monica. We're going there.
I'm going to tell you straight up, they were all murdered. They did not commit suicide.
See, I thought it was so weird that Bourdain offed himself. I just didn't like it. It was so.
Yeah.
And did you know that Chester Benning looks a hell of a lot like John Podesta? No, take a look at it. And you know that one of the sketches of the people that took John Benet Ramsey looks a hell of a lot like John Podesta.
Really?
Yeah. Go take a look at it. Yeah. Lane Stanley.
So it was Hillary.
You better watch out, dude. You're gonna end up this.
She took out Lincoln Park.
I have wanted like missing posters. You're gonna be on a milk carton show.
No, I'll be fine.
Damn, she just Lincoln Theater Lincoln Park.
Fuck the Clintons. I got my own protection here. But I just got a puppy. It's this big. Go get him, boy.
Just throw him at him.
Yeah, well, probably. He's throwing puppies. What do we do?
Don't worry, guys. Those reptilians, when they try to like evil psychic laser beam their satanic shit through the music waves, don't worry, guys. We're protected.
Yeah, BTS.
We got protection. Don't worry.
We gotta go to the supreme leader in the north, though.
That's why they're wearing pastels.
Yeah, Jane's Addiction was interesting when I first heard him.
Yeah, I remember.
That was something different. Jane Says, and yeah, that was kind of.
It lasted a hot minute, but it didn't really go anywhere.
That's the point. Like, what, in your opinion, Monica? Let's just go. What do you think is something that when you're 89 years old and whatever puts you in a home or whatever it is, what are you going to be tuning into?
My own playlist of shit that's random because I've got a really jacked up like thought process on my music. Yeah. Like I will listen to everything from NWA to George Strait. Like I've got everything in there.
Okay, so see, love this girl right here. Love you very much. When we did mixtapes way back when. Then we did a mix. I did mix CDs. It was called Melt Your Brain Volume 1 through 4. Okay.
I remember getting it.
Just like that. It's like you get like, Accept singing Balls to the Walls, and then you'll have Johnny Cash singing Ring of Fire.
Oh, yes.
And then you'll have a soundbite from Homer Simpson.
No, I have Henry Rollins doing stand-up comedy on CD, like mixed in with like, Prince doing like Cream or something like that.
My playlist is kind of like that too, honestly.
That's one. Okay, if you want to talk about talent, see, there's a difference between bands and talents. One of the greatest guitar players to ever play the guitar, his name is Prince. Formerly the $. No, that was the other thing.
The @ symbol.
Yeah, whatever let me tell you something. Unbelievable. I really wasn't into all the stuff, and I get it. It was that deep. Where is he from? that vibe from up there, Minnesota, or whatever the hell it is,
Yeah.
that it's fucking cold, you know, and Minneapolis. And there's a couple other bands that are, you can hear that vibe to them, whatever. That guy was so freaking talented. And he was, if you think what I just said about John Podesta and all that other shit, you should have heard what he was saying.
You ever hear about wait, you think they offed Prince too?
Oh hell yeah, he didn't know he was taking that.
Yeah,
he had no idea that was in his pill bottle.
Yep.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna go so far to say, okay, let's go there, whatever. There are individuals that are reported to have taken their lives but aren't dead.
Witness protection, baby.
One of which is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's not dead. I think they get to a certain point.
How do you hide that face?
Okay, wait. Expound on this. Wait, stop. Michael Jackson. What do you think's going on with him? Where's he at?
I just think he was done. He was being pulled all over. I think the music industry has become very satanic in a lot of what they do. Not just that, like I Bury Paul shit on some of the 70s stuff, or play it backwards. And I think it got out of control. It's too many people, coming at you, and he couldn't handle it anymore. And he just like, I want the fuck out. Or you get people that were, someone said he's no Elvis. Yeah, I think Elvis may have done something similar, to get out of it.
Preacher, apparently.
You get into the Tupac Shakur shit, and no, seriously, it's like.
Well, you got all that P. Diddy shit coming out nowadays, and the Jay-Z stuff.
Oh, they're those fuckers, them and Drake and all those guys are going to jail. Yeah, they're bye. This is what I'm talking about. This is where it's developed from. It started off a little jokey, little satanic stuff. If you play certain records backwards, they just do it right in your face right now. When you go,
they do. They kind of do.
Grammys, have you seen all the like the Super Bowl and all that?
And those Travis Scott concerts where those people died.
Dude, it's not a joke.
Yeah.
When you talk about spells, right, and spell casting. There's oh man, there's so much going on. I'm gonna shut up now because I'm gonna have
no. I mean, we all know it. I mean, we all know it, right?
Kicking your door.
No, like people in the chat, everyone listening right now, everyone we all know there's some weird, shady ass satanic shit going on.
Yeah,
that's been going on. That's been now becoming a lot more in your face because it's become more culturally accepted. And that is why we need heroes like BTS.
Oh my god!
That's
your BTS right there. Sorry,
he just farted on camera.
Sorry, I had kimchi tonight.
That's so perfect. Hey guys, we got it live, folks. We got it live.
I had the hot kimchi tonight.
He was having some Korean barbecue.
Did you really have Korean barbecue tonight?
No. Oh. Actually, I have I actually bought kimchi the other night. I was having.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Where'd you buy it from? Did you buy white people kimchi? That shit's gross.
Yeah, it's more of a. Kimchi. There's not many.
Yeah, white people kimchi. That's
places down in Florida.
Yeah. So in the Korean community, we have a little something called white people kimchi. It's like kimchi you buy in like grocery stores.
If I go
but they're made in manufactured in like Mississippi or some shit.
No.
And it ain't some old Korean grandma making that shit. Nah, man. We call that shit. That's called white people kimchi.
Factory making the kimchi.
And then there's Chinese kimchi, where basically like if you go to those dingy ass ghetto ass restaurants in Korea, because in Korea there's different levels, but you go to the ghetto ass ones, and all their kimchi is shipped over from China. That shit's gross. Yeah, that's like some McDonald's ass shit. You don't want that.
It's a communist kimchi.
Yeah, it's like the lowbrow kimchi.
Lowbrow kimchi.
Yeah.
My nail girl today about white people migas. Do you know what migas are?
Migas. What is migas?
It's a Mexican breakfast. It's like eggs with like jalapenos and onions and diced tomatoes.
Okay.
And tortilla strips. It's all kind of mixed together. It's really good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But you've got to like get homemade tortilla strips. And there's a restaurant in town here that like threw in like the salad topping tortilla strips, and she was telling me about them. I was giving her the info on where to go get the authentic stuff. She's like, oh my God. She goes, I went to this one place. It's so expensive. She goes, it was white people migas. She goes, it was the salad topping tortillas, like the multicolored ones.
Yeah.
You can get out of a Ziploc, like zip top bag.
Get it like Moe's Southwestern.
Yeah. I was like, no, go to this one restaurant because they 100% like homemade everything.
Yeah.
We got a truck. We have a, moving to Florida, they have a lot of truck food, and some of it's bad, but some people come in and they make the right in front of you. They're making the tortilla. It's freaking awesome. There's nothing like homemade food.
Oh yeah, homemade.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
So and what's your, let's find out, like, what's your go-to band? I was asking because they used to have this thing called Desert Island Disc, or give me 5 bands or 5 discs that you want on a desert island that you're going to listen to the rest of your life, because all you have is that one CD player and an unlimited source of batteries, but no way of getting out. So,
that is tough.
That would be tough.
If it wouldn't be just one band, I can't do
it. Doesn't have to be just one band, because I know it wouldn't be like, for me, I mean, you would have Brampton Comes Alive, Marshall Tucker Band, Where We All Belong. There's you can get into a whole different genre.
Randy's like Eagles' greatest hits.
Yeah.
Eagles is pretty good, but
Elvis.
You get tired of them after a while. Like, what do I have on my, like, I'd have to refer back to my playlists and because I would have to cross-reference, because I've got so many songs, but the songs that make it on every playlist are the ones that obviously I don't get tired of listening to, right?
Right. So something, this is interesting. So I've been bitching and moaning because I bought a Korean car that has no auxiliary jack. So your influence on K-pop, maybe they could put a fucking auxiliary jack in.
What? That's prehistoric, man. It's all Bluetooth nowadays.
Yeah, but see, this is the problem with you young whippersnappers. I have a boatload of compact discs, okay, that I can make, and it would be great if you could stick it on a USB drive. But in this Korean car, when you do that, it has to play in order. That you can't do like it sucks. Okay,
you can't shuffle.
You can't shuffle, and on top of that, when you burn a disc on some vehicles, you may not see it all the time, but the number one song will start 1 period and then the name of the song. So you're gonna have like 50 number ones. So you may have the same albums. You're not even listening to the same fucking song, right? So I went out to Amazon. I bought a portable DVD drive. Runs great. It charges on USB-C, and you could actually plug it into the USB-C port. It'll either do it through the Bluetooth or through FM transmitter. That's old school for you people out there. But what's great about it is you can stick your own fucking compact disc in there, and everybody's like, "Why do you need that? You can have Spotify, and you can." I'm not paying again for shit I own, right? If I could register all the albums I own, and I don't have to pay for your streaming, fine. But what happens if we have a CME or something that takes out your internet? Well, anybody born after 1999 is going to cry. Probably can't fucking exist. And then all those people that were listening to their music on cassette tapes, I have a boombox right above me, my 80s boombox right there.
Oh, I haven't seen one of those in a while.
It took 15D batteries. You know how heavy that damn thing was? We didn't need gym memberships. We just carried the radio, pick it up, carry it. Same thing. We didn't stream it. We not only did we have to carry that.
That's an old school one too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is an old school.
The silver one.
Yep.
kind of hard to see, but yeah.
It's a sound, well, if I can
Do you
find-
guys remember the first time you ever got like your multi CD changer like stereo ever? And you're like, oh my god, I'm so
Blew
futuristic
my mind.
now.
Yeah, it was in a Camaro that I had. I was like, yeah, 5 CDs at once.
Nice.
I had it actually. I had a we had stereo, so it went right above my equalizer or my dual cassette deck. We had
Oh,
cassettes.
Simon and Garfunkel,
Which one?
greatest hits, all of them.
Greatest hits. Okay.
Yeah.
I like a lot of live stuff. Like when I went to, I spent like a year over in the UK,
Yeah.
pretty much, and I went into Tower Records because we have things called record stores in our day.
Mm.
Amazon.
I had a turntable on my.
Yeah, I have my Technique turntable. It was fucking awesome. Don't move. I put the jellies in so that it doesn't move.
I used to have to go strip the wires on my speakers because if they would start getting staticky, I'd have to go unscrew them, take the wire off, strip it, cut it, and then rewire it.
If you had this kind of money, you could buy monster cables, which were like super gauge, like as big as your pinky.
Yeah.
And then it was insane what we used to do, but it was good. It sounded really, really good. It sounded fucking awesome. Yeah. But yeah, we used to have that. I had it as a 5-disc changer, and the whole drawer opened up so you can put all the discs in it at once. It was great. The big thing, my big purchase was when they first started doing the portable CD players.
Oh, the Discmans?
Well, yeah, not the Sony crap. I went with the Techniques, and I went down into New York to get, this is a city, you get it, and I paid like $4.99 for this thing. It was sweet. And I'm sitting there listening to this music because that's what we used to do, and it just bothered me. It was $4.99, so I had to return it. I couldn't justify it. And every time you'd walk, they didn't get that anti-skip technology, which is caching it.
Oh my god!
So every time you'd walk, you hit it,
so
like, yeah, it would just skip to the next song.
Fleetwood Mac. What do you think about Fleetwood Mac?
I really do think I love Christine McVie's voice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so upset that she passed away. She had there was a sexiness about it, but I just loved her songs, like You Make Lovin' Fun, and she was so amazing. I thought they were great. I don't like Lindsay, what's his name, Buckingham. I think he's an arrogant prick.
Oh yeah, it was a pompous ass. I mean,
but
I thought that Stevie Nicks was pretty awesome because she wrote songs about him and then made him play the songs about him. Like she trolled his ass
with everybody. Everybody was fucking everybody else.
Yeah, it was very incestuous there.
It was weird. I just don't. I'm like
Randy wants to know your opinion on John Denver.
An amazing guitar player, and he wrote some of the greatest songs you've probably ever heard.
How about Peter Gabriel?
It's really funny. One of my good friends, that's his uncle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my friend Todd. Unfortunately, he passed away a long time ago. But I liked Peter Gabriel. There was a weirdness about him, and there's two different. See, this is a great example. So there's a different genesis with Peter Gabriel versus, the man that comes in and everybody's doing boom boom boom, in the air tonight. Phil Collins, totally different bands, but equally good in their own way. But I like Peter Gabriel. I like Peter Gabriel's solo stuff.
Yeah, I like the solo stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, so I like Salisbury Hill.
Oh my god! He writes. If you want to talk about lyrics,
the lyrics to Salisbury Hill is why I like Salisbury Hill.
Yeah, like what's the song? Jesus Christ! In Your Eyes.
Yeah, that's great. Those are great.
Oh, and there's something about you don't think he can hit certain notes because he was very raspy. There was a certain, and I'm sure I just thought he was pretty freaking cool.
You know what I can't stand? I can't stand Sledgehammer because they overplayed the shit out of it back in the 80s, and it drives me up the wall now.
Well, that's like, what drives me up the wall? I used to like, what grinds my gears? You know, I want my MTV, Dire Straits.
Oh God.
I used to love Sultan of Swing. I really do, but it's annoying after a while. Bam, bam, bam. It lost a little bit of its the love for it.
Yeah.
But what annoys me in this, Billy Preston is a fucking amazing piano player. What really, really bothered me was when they play I Want My MTV and they don't play the.
Oh, he just muted himself.
Yeah.
So I just muted myself.
They don't play the what?
How'd you do that? You just I thought that was intentional.
Slammed something.
I hit
you
my
slammed something.
No, I will tell you in a second.
Oh.
Yeah, somehow I must have moved the wire and my roadcaster disconnected.
Oh, that my mic does that kind of shit to me all the time. It's really annoying.
I got to be careful where I'm like having a stereo, again, turntable. Don't touch it. Or the best is when you were trying to make recordings off the radio.
Oh my gosh.
That one song and you're like, don't say a word. And you're holding your like this big boombox up against the speaker, whatever.
You remember the days when you used to like actually record movies from the TV with the VCR? And you would have to hit play and record at the same time.
You had to do that when you were recording off the radio too, onto your cassette tape. Like I'd almost break my neck running across the room to hit play and record on my.
Yeah.
Another, I don't like the edit version. Like in I Want My MTV, the line is, excuse me, look at that faggot with the earring and the makeup.
Yeah, that's the original lyric. Yeah.
That's his hair. You will never hear that again.
Did they dub it out?
They dub it. Yeah. They just cut that whole section out.
Yeah.
And then you'll get it with Steve Miller in Jet Airliner. Don't want to get caught in that funky kicks, but it's really funky shit going down in the city. They edited it out.
Yeah.
Joe Walsh is great. You keep coming.
Man, I miss the days when you could just say racial slurs. Those were the days. Now it's practically illegal.
Fuck the police.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that 2 Live Crew stuff that they went crazy about.
I remember that 2 Live Crew. Yeah.
That's like baby talk now.
Are you kidding me? NWA, holy, you talk about some dirty shit.
Okay, how about this? For you guys personally, what is your favorite in terms of just hip hop music on the hip hop side now?
Hip hop hooray.
Oh, hey.
What's your favorite group or artist or whatever on the hip hop side?
I mean, I have to stick with who I've been referencing all night because I've got like all of their albums on my playlist. So, and I can still sing all of them. Like I'm in my like in my ride, like going to work, like F the police and I can't say it on this or you'll get
okay.
No, you could. Oh no, you can't drop the N-bomb. But I get away with it because I always use the Korean word for the N-bomb and nobody can understand.
Well, I'm not going to say the N-bomb. Yeah. Don't worry.
Kimchi.
Yeah. I just say the actual, like, I just say N-word. It's actually funnier than actually saying the N-word. I say literally N-word.
Yeah. I mean, and see, there are certain groups that are iconic because they change certain things. NWA. I mean, the Chronic.
You got Dr. Dre and Ice Cube.
Chronic, yep.
Yeah.
And, then you get into
Snoop Dogg in the background. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I
love me some 9 Inch Nails. I love me some 9 Inch Nails back in the day.
I thought they're okay, but not my whatever.
Not in terms of talent, but I like the sounds. My personal favorite on the hip hop side was in my opinion, the greatest hip hop album of all time, Wu-Tang 36 Chambers.
It's a great album.
That's like one of those albums where it's like top to bottom, every song.
Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah.
I like House of Pain.
House of Pain?
I like some of their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those guys broke up and became I forgot the name of the damn band. They did Jump Around, right? That's
House of Pain.
the guys from there and a couple other guys
Yeah.
did something with I think Sublime. I think they were doing something with them, but someone mentioned them over there.
Sublime was a pretty
Beastly
awesome. I like
Boys.
Sublime.
Beastly Boys, Rick
Beastly
Rubin.
Yep.
Sabotage.
Let me ask you guys a broad question. How about this one? Okay, now this one's a real thinker. Okay, in your broad estimation or in your broad assessment, if you've got to be objective about it, which decade's music would you say was better, the 80s or the 90s?
Oh, the 80s.
80s, 100%.
Yeah, the 90s sucked ass, and it sucked while we were in it, and I recognized that it sucked when we were in it. And I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, somebody please get something good on the radio.
Yeah, there was so few good anything. That's when they took what they did with MTV initially, and then they bastardized it with all this crap. Like Paula
rules and
like Paula, all you have to do is say crazy cool, and just keep singing that back. We'll do the rest.
Yeah, it's
cool. It's like
crazy cool, Paula.
Crazy cool. Okay, dance around a little bit. Okay, great. We have a video. It's garbage. It's
the 90s also had like grunge, hip hop.
Not so much that. It was just, I don't know. It was such a lost decade in music, in my opinion. Like there were some good things that came out of it. There were some good some good came out of it, but overall, I could not stand listening to the frickin' radio in the 90s. I couldn't. I just,
overall, it just wasn't as much of a. Yeah.
It's.
Yeah.
There's not
living through it. I didn't like living through it. I don't like living through it.
Oh, I think I pissed off a lot of people when I said Bon Jovi's overrated as well.
What? No, he's New Jersey Jesus, man.
Oh, fuck him and Bruce Springsteen at the same time.
I don't like Bruce Springsteen.
I can't stand Bruce Springsteen.
That's very un-American of me, but I don't like Bruce Springsteen.
No. You know who did a better Bruce Springsteen? John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. Eddie and the Cruisers album kicked ass. Okay, that was a great album. But Bruce Springsteen's overrated. Yeah, I said it.
Them's fighting words.
Alice in Chains, the Clash were pretty good. There's a lot of underrated bands that never made it. Like I was a huge Alarm fan. The Alarm, and they were coming up around the time as U2 and another band called Joy Division.
I've heard of them.
Okay, and then U2 kind of got a little bit ahead of them, and Joy Division was going to be a huge band, but on the eve of their U.S. tour, Ian Curtis killed himself. So Bono was friends with him, wrote a song called "Started a Landslide in My Ego." A Day Without Me, fucking great song. And then the remaining members of Joy Division became New Order. So yeah, that's interesting. You got there are things that all the pieces have to take place to get some other bands to come out that give you some sunshine here and there. But I don't think anything from the 90s, even up till to now, there's nothing really memorable. Actually, what's really more memorable is country music on the country music side.
Yeah.
I've been listening to The Highway, and I actually bought a couple of albums. And even though Lainey Wilson's father is one of the legendary people in the music industry, he's a Beach Boy, Brian.
Really? I didn't know that was her dad.
That's her dad.
No shit.
Yep.
Okay. That was my dad's favorite band. I grew up listening to the Beach Boys and Blondie and ABBA.
Oh my God. I can't deal with ABBA.
Okay, listen, that's the three bands that I had to listen to. That and talk radio.
My friend's father loved Blondie because of Deborah Harry.
I did not like Blondie.
I didn't like them at all. ABBA, no thank you. Yes. Yes. ABBA was it's
feel good music. It's feel good
weird.
It's a genre, right? I'm not saying they're the greatest band ever. It fills a niche, right?
Very, very talented musicians, but not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
It's the best way
I can understand that.
No. Actually, Ryan,
we're going to put on some ABBA.
I've suddenly realized that your initial assessment of Queen and Freddie Mercury was wrong. and I just finally realized it. I figured it out right now.
Why?
I suddenly remembered their two best songs.
Which are?
It's not Bohemian Rhapsody. It's not That We Are the Champion shit. It's the
No.
two songs.
Nothing's gonna stop us.
No.
I like Don't Stop Me Now.
The theme song to Flash Gordon.
Oh my god.
And the theme song to the Highlander movie.
Okay, I like
that Highlander theme
the
song was
Universe.
freaking dope.
I do like Prince of the Universe.
Well, I okay. Now we're getting into who wrote the best movie themes. Live and Let Die, James Bond. Actually, and
I do like Paul McCartney.
I'm not a huge fan of them, but A View to a Kill was a pretty good, from Duran Duran.
Okay, I like Duran Duran.
No, I know you do, but you were they were designed for you to like.
Okay. How about this?
Okay, so I went and saw them in concert like
No. I'm just saying these guys are actual musicians. Like the Taylor brothers are pretty good musicians. Right. And if you look at them, you got to go back. Don't look at them now because some of these guys are coming on YouTube and I'm like, oh my God, you may want to use some makeup. But they were the pretty boys of the 80s. Okay. 80s. And
Simon Le Bon, he was always hard to look at.
Well, I don't, I never looked at them personally.
Come on.
But that was the beginning of all that New Kids on the Block crap and all those.
Dude, I fucking love that song.
Yeah. Well,
okay. I don't come. Okay. Now I feel like personally attacked because that was you're right. They were marketed to me.
They were marketed to women, girls.
Yeah. They were marketed to teenage girls in my.
But here's the thing, and this is why I'm trying to say this is just my personal opinion. Overrated. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy what you were listening to?
I did at the time. Yeah.
Did you enjoy what you were looking at?
Sure.
So that in my opinion, your opinion and your feelings are all that matters.
No, I totally understand.
In the chat.
But wait, Monica, let me ask you then, which musician did you have the biggest crush on when you were a teenager?
Oh, this is going to be good. Hold on. What's his name?
You will never guess.
Who?
You will never guess who my biggest crush was. And I probably would still have a crush on him if I didn't look him up.
Oh, shit.
Hold on. Rick Springfield?
Oh, gross.
No, I don't know. I mean,
no. Do you remember the band Aha?
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
So I had a enduring crush on Paul Wakhtar, who was the guitar player. I have a thing for guitar players. I have a real thing for guitar players. It seems like not intentionally. That just is who I gravitate towards, apparently.
Which one do you want? That guitar player right there, please.
Yeah.
What do you want for Christmas? That guitar player right there.
So look up Paul, and it's spelled P-A-L because they are Norwegian and spell their names differently. From Aha in the 80s, not today, 80s.
Because this is becoming relevant now, right now. Take On Me.
Yeah.
Was there's a guy called The Weeknd, not spelled that way, that stole like a shitload of music from people.
Yeah,
Taylor Swift has been doing it. Whatever her name is.
Dua Lipa.
Wait, Taylor Swift steals music? What?
Oh my God.
What?
These people are stealing the basic.
She's stealing like riffs and bits and.
Yeah, and Dua Lipa's doing it. There's a guy. What's his name? Oh God.
No.
Rick Beato. He has a YouTube channel, and there's the cases of it. And he says, listen to this, and then listen to Dua Lipa, and it's the same fucking song.
Oh, Corey Cole's crushes were the Wilson sisters, Joan Jett, and Lita Ford.
Everybody had a crush on Lita Ford. My husband still has a crush on Lita Ford.
She was hotter than hot, and I worked for Bank of Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
One of the women that was a trader there was her doppelganger. She was beautiful, and she was
Mm.
so cool, and she was doing really, really well there. And she got it. She goes, "I know this is a boys' club, but I'm using what I got." On
Yeah,
that.
got it.
She was really, really intelligent. She was really, really super smart. And she goes, "I'm using what I got, and that's my assets, and I'm making myself a lot of money." And I said, "You go for it, whatever."
Yeah.
That's someone
Use that
smart.
shit.
Food was
Use that
hot.
shit.
For
Yeah.
real.
Joan Jett is overrated and fucking annoying.
Wait, Brian, let me ask you the same question then. When you were a teenager, who was your biggest like music crush?
There's a bunch of different people. Lita Ford was up there. You know what? I got so much crap for it from my friends, but I remember when the Go-Go's came out, right? And they were doing this, and I saw Belinda Carlisle, and she was very, very chunky, and she's beautiful. And I said, I like her. And my friends, oh, leave it to the fat kid to pick the fat girl. Well, no. This is how guys roll. Well, wait. Fast forward when she went on her solo album, and everybody's like, "She's so hot," and I'm like, "Yeah, fuck you."
Yeah, cocaine will do that to you.
The Wilson sisters were pretty damn hot. They were really, really damn hot. Anna Nancy Wilson, Barracuda, Stevie Nicks was
beautiful.
Yeah, before she went heavily into coke and got the lace permanently attached to her body, she was stunningly beautiful. There's a bunch of people.
Yeah, Belinda wasn't chunky. She just had a round face. She was never fat, I thought.
She was when you're on camera, she probably wasn't that in person. And I never saw her in person.
The cameras suck. Let me just say, like, fucking cameras suck.
Yeah, I just had this conversation because someone saw me on it, and he's a big guy. He's like, "Dude, I just saw you on Discovery." I'm like, "Yeah, that was a while ago." Cameras add about 200-300 pounds to you, and he's like, "Yeah, they do," because he looked big.
Yeah. My cousin we took a group photo. This was like 5 years ago, me and my cousins. And he's like, he goes, "Why do you look fat in the photo?" He goes, "You're not fat." And he goes, "You look huge." And I was like,
cameras suck.
Cameras suck, bitch. What do you want?
You know what? You go to certain hotels, like if you go to the Hilton properties, they're redoing all their hotels, especially the Hampton Inns. And in the bathroom, they're putting the light that goes around in the bathroom, and the mirrors they're using, because I used to do interior design work a long time ago. Mirrors can be bought to make you look a lot thinner and better while you're standing right in front of it. And they do it purposely.
Oh, I have one of those mirrors in my bathroom.
Yeah.
One of the lit mirrors, the backlit.
Yeah. But this mirror has certain optics in it that you're not aware of, and it's based on how concave or the convexity of it, and it makes you look like, wow, I look great, whereas some mirrors look like you look like an Oompa Loompa from
It's a harsh reality, lady. Get out there.
There was a couple of good musicians on there, but then there was also a lot of TV stuff. Linda Ronstadt is phenomenal, and her backup band was great because they're the fucking Eagles. The Eagles were her backup band.
Somebody said the Bangles lead singer.
Can I tell you who I, in my opinion, think is an overrated ass band? The Grateful Dead. I think that shit's overrated. I never heard a song of theirs that I was like so amazed by. I was like, oh, there's just it's a band that a bunch of like
They're
hippies
really
and stoners.
chill. I actually like the Grateful Dead. I'm not a huge fan of all of their work, but I respect them as a band. I like them as people. Like, I think they're a good group of people.
They weren't.
Do you think but the following and everything? It's weird. It's like they're not even that good of a.
Well, I'm from San Francisco. You gotta understand. Like, it's carved into my soul.
You know what it is? It's like very peaceful. What do you call those? Juggos.
Oh,
they're like the opposite end of the spectrum of juggos.
So the Dead, and I agree. I'm not like a super, I'm not a Deadhead. I've seen them plenty of times. you're these people were more of a bluesy band,
Mm-hmm.
folk, and they did a really good job. Jerry Garcia was a hell of a guitar player, and if you've ever seen Jerry Garcia, the Jerry Garcia band live, out of this world amazing. Out of this world. When he did covers, that was great. But you had a mix of people in there that were pretty damn good musicians, and then you have these guys, like certain people played parts, so I get it. You don't understand it, but I'm pretty impressed. There are people today that still follow them, and then younger people are following it. It's just chill music. It's just peace,
It's
love.
cool. Yeah.
Let's hang
Good
out.
message. It's like everybody get along. It's 60s flower child music. It's very peace, love, like chill the F out music.
Scotty said that's a great fucking band right there, the Allman Brothers Band. I've seen them so many times, and I've seen my first concert was up in like near Foxborough, Massachusetts, and I was 10 years old, and it was a pit. It was great.
Okay.
It was just fucking awesome. Yeah, it was.
I got one for you. Okay, Brian. In your opinion, which of these two bands is more overrated? Led Zeppelin or Pink Floyd?
That's a tough one. More overrated?
Yeah, who's the more overrated of the two?
Wow, that could be equal.
Mm-hmm.
They're both overrated.
You know what? Led Zeppelin's another band that stole a lot of shit.
They did. They kind of did.
They
kind of did.
Stairway to Heaven was stolen.
It was clearly stolen. I mean,
but you're talking about a band like so. In equivalency, I think the Who and Led Zeppelin are tighter.
It's my Korean counterpart.
You
ever see one crazy ass Korean American is enough? One crazy ass Korean American from New Jersey is enough? Imagine two crazy ass Korean American dudes from New Jersey.
Well, if you're coming local
that
or down
would be a nightmare.
Bring me some shit from H Mart.
Oh, you know H Mart?
Yeah,
you're from
Yeah, because my brother's wife was Korean American. We had to go watch the kids.
It's a store of interesting smells, I can tell you that.
Actually, the Korean stores aren't bad at all. It's when you go to Chinatown that it's like, oh my God, what the hell died in there? It's really...
I've been to the Chinatowns. I've been to Boston's Chinatown, San Francisco's Chinatown. They have interesting
crazy
aromas.
H
Mart just
it is what it is. You go in there and you buy some really weird things. It's like going
so can I tell you guys what I say to every time I meet a Native American person, like 100% Native American? Because most people are like, they'll claim to be like, oh, I'm Native American, but they're like 1/32 Native American or some shit. But when someone's like actually Native American, like I'll walk up to them and I'll be like, oh, hello, niece, or hello, nephew. And they're like, what are you talking about? Because remember there was that one time where there was that one Mormon dude who tried to prove that Native Americans were all like one of the 12 tribes of Israel. So he did the genetic testing on like a group of like 1,000 of them. Like he submitted them for DNA testing. Turns out they were all descended from people in East Asia. So then like whenever Native Americans, like in their mythology and their lore, they refer to the elder races, boom, that's me, bitch. So I'm just every time I walk up to like a Native American, I'm just like, hello, I am your ancestor.
That's very presumptuous of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd just slap you.
H Mart is overrated.
Yeah, most of them tell me to go fuck myself, but that's what I say. That's what I say. And they'll be like, go fuck yourself, dude.
Well, technically, I was born in this country, so am I not Native American?
There you go.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Native American. Where's my gambling money? Where's my casino money?
Red Edge Savage is like, yes, Donnie, we have a connection. We do. Mm-hmm. I am Okay, you ever hear those like in those esoteric schools when they talk about how Native Americans are actually descendants of like Atlantean refugees? So then they refer to the Atlanteans as like the elder race. No, man. The elder race is right here, baby. It's right here. It's Donnie Joe. I am your uncle.
The
Say hello to
special
your
race,
uncle.
for sure.
Yeah. I'm your ancestor.
Uncle Donnie Joe.
I am
I'm
the
waiting
elder
for
race.
some-
I'm the ancient ones.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we go.
You know the Bering Strait land bridge, you know?
I know the
Oh,
bear.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
They came all the way up from Korea across the land bridge.
Yeah.
I love making Eskimo jokes or Inuit jokes because I know I will never meet an Inuit person. So,
I have.
You sure about that? Now you're going to.
I've met
oh
an-
man, are there Inuit people hanging out around here?
No,
Oh no, because I figured they'd all be in like the North Pole.
they're up.
I'm like,
there.
I ain't going to North Pole. I'm
Hanging
not
out
worried
with
about them
Santa and
people.
the elves. You don't know. They
Yeah.
could come down this time of year. It's
Right.
travel time for those people.
Yo, watch I get an angry email tomorrow, being like some Inuit dude from like Georgia, be like, yo, I heard you talking shit about my people.
Rude,
Yo.
dude.
It's gonna like get whale blubber
Yeah.
on his front stoop. It's gonna be on fire. The whale blubber. We know where you live, Joe.
Oh man. I've got some stories about Russians, man. I spent 10 years living in Korea, and in Korea there are like a lot of Russians and Ukrainians walking around, and boy howdy, I've got some stories about them, like going drinking with them. It gets crazy. It gets crazy.
Yeah, I did some work for a Russian gentleman up in the Netherlands, and when he found out that I'm second generation Russian, my liver still hasn't you know, I've never in my life drinking so much.
That is a different breed of people from them parts of the woods.
Oh Lord have mercy. And then the stuff that I was doing was website based early on. He needed things that couldn't be hacked and no backdoors or whatever. Let's just say he was in a certain business. He was related to some people. And it was weird. I went to France the same time around 9/11, and we were supposed to fly back to New York City on 9/11 from France. That would have been bad, right?
Right.
And we had Nextels, because you can do the international beep, 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 whatever it is. And I get a message, my brother, you don't tell me you're in France. We may need to drink. And I'm like, dude, I can't do that right now. They just knew where I was. And I'm like, let's put it this way. The Russian mob knows where you are when they want to. But yeah.
I don't want them to know where I am ever. I'm okay.
I don't ask for favors, nor do even when they offer, like, no, don't worry, you won't. I'm like, no, we're good. Thank you very much. Good deal. New dealer.
Okay.
Bye.
Monica, I've got a question. I got a question for you, Monica. Okay.
Yeah.
Name me a song that made you cry.
Live Like You Were Dying.
By who?
Oh gosh, I see his face. It's a country song. It's Faith Hill's husband.
McGraw.
Tim McGraw. Live Like You're Dying makes me cry. It makes me think of my son.
Yeah.
Cool. So every time I hear it, I can't help it. Like when he starts talking about skydiving, I start crying.
Damn.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I
like it.
There's a lot of songs that can do it,
Oh yeah. I mean, for different reasons. I mean, that's just one that off the top of my head.
Let me tell you something, when you're a parent, there's certain, like I wrote a song called You, and it's really, it's a good song, but I was kind of thinking in terms of being in love with someone, that you're the one, you are it, but then also like the things you would do for someone you love, like your son or daughter. So it's a little bit of a mosh pit, but I'm just going to make it a love song because it kind of gets weird when you say, well, I'm kind of writing it for my kids, but I'm also writing it for love.
Right.
It gets into that John Podesta pedophilia area.
Mm.
That PDD pedophilia stuff. But yeah. Again, I hate this. I gotta go check my wires here. That Flintstone bird I have in here is not working properly.
Uh-oh.
But, yeah.
Well, I mean, we've been going on. Wow, we've been going on about an hour and a half.
I know. I'm waiting for the death threats to come in.
Yeah.
Not bad.
What makes you?
Isaac is my childhood best friend. He
BTS
says,
song.
"Did you know Donnie Cho has never cried about anything but Street Fighter?" I never cried.
see
Well,
that.
yeah, I don't cry easily. But actually, when I do cry, it's like at random things. I notice. Like I cry very rarely, but when I do, it's very unexpected, and it's over like the weirdest thing.
You look like you're an ugly crier too. Like,
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think I would be. Yeah,
Possibly.
yeah, got to really get that out. Like you hold it in for
it's
so
true.
long.
It's true.
Yeah.
Actually, what's the last movie I cried in? I'm trying to remember now. Oh, actually, okay. I ugly cried from a pro wrestling match once. Like I was watching a pro wrestling match, and I ugly cried.
Holy crap. I think Monica and I both think we should.
Okay, because I'll tell you why. It was AEW. This new promotion had just premiered, and it was like their first pay-per-view. And in the one of the main events, it was these two brothers, Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes. I don't know if you're familiar with those names.
Yeah.
They were the sons of Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
But then they had this feud going on because they weren't really close in real life, which was kind of true. And in the match, they just beat the fuck out of each other. I mean, like the older brother was like gushing blood, like for reals. And they're beating the absolute fuck out of each other. And at the end, like the match is over, the younger brother wins. He gets up, grabs the mic, and he's just like, I just want my brother back, and then they hug it out. And I'll be honest, I fucking ugly cried at that, a wrestling match.
Brother, when I get in that ring, sorry, I'm
Yeah, I cried real hard from pro wrestling. You never cried from pro wrestling before?
No. But you know what? I guess you are so into that, and that's a love of yours. Then God bless.
Have you? Well, you've cried from a movie, right? Have you ever cried from a movie?
No.
Never?
I do all the time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I cried that I was forced to sit through movies.
Oh, come on, Brian. There was never a movie. Yo, there was never a movie that made you cry. Never. Are you sure about that?
No.
What?
No.
Okay. How about this one?
I'm
Passion
not.
of the
It's not
Christ.
Which one?
Passion of the Christ.
No.
No. How could you?
No.
How could you?
No. That there's a bunch of songs like you can get choked up depending on what's going on in your.
Oh,
life.
what about the end of Braveheart when he's like freedom? Did you not get choked up at that? No.
Sorry.
Dude.
No.
These are terrible examples.
They really are. I mean, like
I've seen grown ass tough dudes like break down sobbing at that scene. What are you talking about?
The song "Cats in the Cradle" or like
gosh, yeah, "Cats in the Cradle" makes me cry.
Or Cat Stevens, what is it, Father to Son or something?
Yeah.
This, yeah, you could like my boy's gonna be like him. You can see that, but I don't think I've ever cried at the end of a movie or no, I just don't think so. It's not that I'm not emotional. I'm very emotional. Sometimes I wear it on my sleeve, but no, I didn't cry about that.
I get too involved in the movies, like the suspension of disbelief. The whole reason I'm watching it, right? I get very involved.
So,
dude, I cried at the end of Alien 3 when the alien bursts out of Ripley as she's dropping into the lava pit. I cried at the end of that, man. It was really sad.
Really?
That was Ripley, man. We were with her for 3 movies.
Did you cry at Aliens 4 when she was walking through all of the failed experiments of herself?
No. When she was walking through all those failed experiments, my thought was, oh, you could see that one failed experiment's nipple.
That sounds about right for you.
Yeah.
So going along with what Monica said, I just did. I do these videos every year for my kids, and I compile from when they were, a thought to they became, So I have a 17-year-old and a 13-year-old now, and it depends on the song I put to it, but when you're listening and you're seeing them from a baby and you remember what they've done, and you put in like "You Are So Beautiful" or what I just did for my youngest is my ride and die. She's when she was a baby, you'd want to kill her, but you love her so much. But I put in "Nobody Does It Better" because this is what this kid is, and I threw the video up on actually Facebook, and when I watch it, I'll start tearing up with that because I remember she's awesome. And then
Have you guys have you ever
go F myself, and it was just like, okay, those tears are gone now.
Oh, that's awesome though.
Have you ever cried at I've cried at a video game before, a couple times actually.
You cried at you know what?
Video game.
Yeah, some of them are. If you get into the story,
if you get into them, yeah. No, if you will. Okay, so for me, it was Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, it's like a Grand Theft Auto type of game taking place in the Old West. So throughout this game, you have a horse that you have to take care of, you bond with. You got to feed it. It actually affects the gameplay. And then at the final climatic scene, the horse dies. And dude, I was bawling like a baby.
That would make me cry too. All right.
I was bawling like a baby.
I cry if the animal gets hurt. I won't want
like Old Yeller. Nah, I can't do Old Yeller. I cannot do it.
I just introduced my daughter's boyfriend to the game BioShock. I don't know if you've ever played it.
Oh, I played it. I played it multiple times.
I love this game, but you have this issue that you need a certain substance, and you can hunt and track it down, whatever.
Yeah.
Or you can get it from
and the little girls,
a little girl, or
the little girls,
the little kids that are in the. And this was before I even had kids, and I was like, I can't do that.
You can't.
Nope.
Yeah. No.
No.
Animals and kids. I go to the website, Does the Dog Die? And I look up all the triggers. And if there are any kids or animals, I won't watch the dang movie. I ain't watching it.
Right.
Because it
okay. Can I tell you about one of the most disturbing video games I ever played was because I know you guys aren't gamers. Dead Space. Dead Space.
Dead Space.
So in Dead Space, it's like the survival horror game where you're stuck on a space, like a space base, and there are all these like really grotesque aliens running around. It's like a cross between aliens and zombies. But one of the enemy types, it's just a baby, like a crawling infant or a toddler, and they move exactly like an infant or a toddler, but they're demonic, and there's like a bunch of them. But the way they walk, it's like exactly how.
But are they mutated human babies, or are they just?
No, they look like just.
They just look it.
They look like they're human babies, but they're mutated.
So is it like Doom? It's like Doom.
Yeah, but they look so baby-like. It's disturbing.
Well, okay, so in Doom you morphed, so it could technically happen to a baby in Doom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The virus.
It's kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is how old I am, and the last time I played a freaking video game, Doom. Okay.
Josh Castle was like, Dead Space is fucked up. Yeah, I had to put that game down. I was like, I cannot do this game. No.
Yeah, it's some of them are they push the envelope.
Somebody said where the red fern grows will fuck you up. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. So Old Yeller. Disney movies were there to claim your soul as a child.
Disney movies is always like mom or dad gets whacked, and then
they were German fairy tales. They were German fairy tales.
Yeah.
Back when Disney was good, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
German fairy tales are tremendously just all those nursery rhymes, ashes.
Ashes, yeah, you know what that is? You know what that is? Yeah.
You know what that is? Ring around the rosy, pocket full of posies. You know what that is, Donny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yep. I'm aware. I'm aware.
Through it.
Yep.
Yeah, Mary Had a Little Lamb. You know the real version of it. It ain't sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Grimm fairy tales were grim. They were grim. Yeah, Little Red Riding Hood didn't have a very happy ending.
Scotty's like, the only Disney movie I've ever seen was Song of the South. Yikes.
Wow.
Yikes.
Okay. The little Bluebird song.
Man, yeah.
Buddy,
Disney sucks now. They were something else back in the day, but they suck now.
I used to watch like Shirley Temple tap dance, tap her little curly head right along to "Song of the South."
Oh yeah,
it's yeah. I mean, I actually have probably one of the funniest. Again, we're getting into like, you know, you talk about Disney, you talk about Song of the South, you're talking about, there's a lot of what would be politically incorrect these days taking place in a lot of these movies and cartoons. But they were used as propaganda for wars and whatever. And
it works.
one of the greatest Bugs. I'm a big Bugs Bunny fan. Actually have them tattooed.
Oh, nice.
And but there's a Warner Brothers released this on VHS. That's how old it is. It's called Bugs Bunny Nips the Nips, and it was released during World War II.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
let me.
I bet we can find it on YouTube right now.
I
looking it up.
actually have it on my phone.
I'm looking it up right now.
I have it. I have it. I don't need to. Whatever. It is. You're not going to find it on YouTube.
Oh, I gotta try.
But if you WeTransfer, give me a WeTransfer thing.
that's like my racist grandpa making really loud racial slurs against particular Asian race. Well, the pilots of that particular Asian race were sitting right next to us at the airport.
Well, I mean, like there's this whole scene. Like, you got to understand this is what they were doing. It's propaganda. You get, the kid. I don't think we're as educated back then as they are now. You couldn't get past, a lot of people, and there are a lot of people that people call conspiracy theorists that are pretty spot the damn on lately, and they know, what the propaganda and stuff like that. But that South one, Disney has always been a bit.
Well, they're nowadays, all the drama they've been going through these days with them trying to force some shit down our kids' throats, some dark shit. Where you're like, damn, you're trying to get satanic with our kids now in our kids programming?
That's nothing new.
Yeah, and get out of here, Hollywood. Look out of here.
It's the trafficking and the pedo stuff. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't understand. You know what?
It's creepy.
I remember seeing Star Wars the first when it came out, and like we were just like, holy crap. I mean, like we've never seen anything like it. When that ship and it's coming, you're just like, this is the greatest movie ever. They could have just sat on like, springs. We couldn't care. The special effect, everything. And going from those first 3 movies to what they've put out and adding all this socially aware crap just to add it. It's like, no. Someone was commenting about it that
they took a dump all over that franchise. They really did.
There's a new Indiana Jones game that's out.
Oh yeah, I'd seen it.
And the biggest comment is the woke, as they said, the woke bullshit that's thrown in there.
Yep.
No reason.
Indiana Jones. Yep.
Yeah.
The movie. Have you seen the new movie?
No, I haven't seen the new movie.
Dude, the girl boss is like the main character. Indiana Jones is completely fucking useless in the entire movie. The whole movie ends, they defeat the bad guy, and then Indiana Jones wants to stay in the past, and the girl punches him out in ancient Rome, and they wake up in New York.
What?
It's the ultimate girl boss movie. Like, Indiana Jones is such a cuck in this movie. It's fucking gross.
Oh.
They made him a cuck in his own movie. Like,
the one that came out last year?
Yeah, the one that came out last year.
I did see that one. I saw that one.
It sucked.
I really don't go to movies and don't watch TV.
I don't either.
It was very clearly an agenda. It was very clear what the agenda was.
I have no idea what's out in the movie theaters right now.
That's one of the reasons why I don't want to go out in the movie theater. I don't want to hear about people's politics. I don't want to hear about.
Don't put that political shit in. Just let people be entertained.
it ruins the movie. So there
Yeah.
was, what was the movie with Cuban Gooden Jr. and he's the Navy diver? With,
I know which one that is.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro, whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So we go to the movie, and this is when I was watching movies. I'm going, and they get a class scene, and he's in there, and they're they're doing the camera pan to all the people, the other soldiers in the class,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay, I'm into it. Whatever. There's Josh, my brother's best friend is fucking there.
Hmm. Oh, you muted yourself again. You muted yourself.
Yeah, I know. I'll be
Oh.
done, because not that I can't separate the two, but the illusion's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes it difficult. Like if I know you, I could say, yeah, you were good in it. Your schnoz
Yeah.
looks really big, which I still
Well,
but it ruins the movie. It's like, it's kind of like at the end when they reveal, Darth Vader.
yeah.
Here's a badass been fucking everybody up for forever, screwing. He blew up a planet. He killed these people, and you take it off, and it looks like some accountant, from a tax firm. I'm like,
Get the fuck out of here.
That's my accountant from H&R Block. It's like, this is the guy that's so scary. Get the.
Well, I mean, have you ever been audited?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, actually, I have.
it's scary.
And I got to clarify one thing real quick, though. Just because something is woke, I don't think that makes it bad. Because last 2023, in my opinion, the best movie of 2023 would be a movie that would be technically woke, but it was, in my opinion, the best movie of the year. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Fucking love that movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Which one again?
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once with Michelle Yeoh and Short Round from the Indiana Jones movie.
Short Round's great.
Oh man, it was technically like woke by the every standards of the term, but fucking love that movie.
They're making another Goonies, by the way.
Are you kidding me?
No, they're old.
I mean,
all the characters are older now, and they're going to do it as they're older, and they're going to do something.
I mean, if it's got like Josh Brolin in there, I'm like, well, at least he'll be in it.
It was,
and then Short Round's going to be in there, I think. And actually, those actors, a lot of them, they could actually make a good movie out of that, of them as their adult selves.
Just get the that Corey, whatever his name is, that stopped singing and dancing because it's
Corey Feldman.
Corey Haim or Feldman.
No,
Feldman.
Corey Feldman. Yeah.
It's just, I mean, don't get me wrong. The guy was spot on about what the hell's going on in the world, but
yeah, he wasn't lying.
No, he wasn't lying, and it's kind of upsetting. We have a next door neighbor, a friend of ours, and she has movie trash mouth, and I have all these 80 DVDs, so we're gonna have 80s DVD night. It's great.
Awesome.
I made my kids watch basically.
Oh, you guys do like an 80s movie night?
No, it was during COVID, so I made them watch like 16 Candles, Better Off Dead.
The good ones.
Oh my god, yeah. And my old
80s was definitely a better decade than the 90s for movies, for sure. For sure. Yeah.
Lake, a pick a lake. Yeah, it was good. I'll be quiet. 80s had really good movies.
Michelle Yeoh's my favorite kung fu lady. She's sweet and hot. She was a hottie back in the day. Michelle Yeoh in her prime was a fucking smoke show.
Just,
I wouldn't consider her a kung fu lady though. She was actually she was like Miss Malaysia. She was like, yeah.
I gotta bounce, Donnie. I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm starting to get tired too.
all right.
I figured we go extra long because Rob's not gonna be on tonight.
You're just taking advantage of that.
I figured, we might as well.
Maybe next time
people need that content, Monica. Yeah. People need the content.
I've got it. You can stay on. I didn't say you had to get off the air.
Oh no, I'm going to get off too. I need to go smoke.
Monica's show ever.
Yeah.
What now?
I need to go smoke. There's a joint with my name on it.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah. So, I think. What about you, Brian? We good to go?
Yeah. Whatever you want to do.
All right,
Join us
peace out.
next
If there's any moral to the story, just thank everyone. We've been talking about all the satanic crap. And of course, thank you because BTS is here to cleanse it. Thank you.
Oh my God.